Hey photographers, fellow creatives. Today I want to walk you through everything I have in my studio, where to get them, what to buy, what's a good investment, and so on. I hope you find this helpful. I collected all of the stuff that I used because in the beginning of my career, I wish someone had given me the advice of what to buy so I could have avoided the trial and error. I hope that does that for you today. Okay, are you ready? Let's dive in. Number one, you will need light in your studio. If you don't have lights, you don't have portraits. Now, if you have natural light, like large windows or a doorway that you can utilize, good for you. Natural light is amazing, however, it's not very reliable because sometimes the weather is off or we're shooting late afternoon when it's starting to get dark. So shooting with studio lights is a great alternative for natural light photographers in the winter when you're looking to shoot indoors and in cloudy weather. Now the physical lights are called strobes. The strobes in itself is basically like a power light bulb. Now we can't use the light bulb in itself because that's too raw, too strong, and it's gonna give unwanted shadows in the back, almost like when you get harsh sunlight from the sun. So what we do is we cover the strobes with what's called a modifier, either an umbrella or a softbox. Now I have 4 strobes in my studio. One is called a main light. That is the main strobe I'll use to light up my subjects. It's going to be in a 90-degree angle in the front. The second one I use is a background light. That's going to be used to light up the background of what I'm shooting. So if it's on white or black or even a colored pattern background, we want to have some sort of light on it. The third light I use is called here light. The here light gives an extra little bounce of light to separate the subject from the background. And the fourth one is a fill light. The fill light is essentially just an extra boost of power next to the main light to assist the main light in case we need some more. So those are the 4 basic ones. I suggest starting with 2 or 3 and then buy an additional 4th one if you feel it's necessary. That will depend on the space you have, and if your studio is a tight little space, the 4th light is definitely not going to be necessary. Modifiers. So with modifiers, it makes a huge difference what you put up onto your strobe. It's going to affect the shape of the light. Okay, so picture like pointing a flashlight into like a paper towel roll. You remember those empty paper towel rolls we used to play as kids? So imagine you shining that flashlight in a dark room through the paper towel roll. Could you imagine just seeing that ball shape of light? In the same way, that's what a modifier does. So if we want to have more diffused and wide soft light, we'll want to use a big, huge modifier called a big softbox. This is the one that I use for my main light. If we want to use more distinct light, we'll use a smaller shape. So it all depends on what shape of light you want. On my main light, I use the big rectangular modifier softbox. This is a jumbo softbox that really gives soft, beautiful light. This is the one I use for my newborns or big family portraits. It's even big enough to shoot silhouette photos where you have your subject stand right in front of the light, and so you get almost like a shadowy silhouette picture. I love this modifier. This is by far my favorite size softbox. If you're just starting out and you want to mess around with lights, I definitely recommend you buying one of these, and oh, your pictures will change. Next, for my here light that's coming from the back, I use a strip softbox. It's a long, thin, stripped modifier that shapes the light in a narrow, thin line. It's perfect for here light or to light my subjects from the back. For my background light, I use what's called a barn door. That's going to give the halo beautiful effect on the background. And for my fill light, I'll use an octagon-shaped modifier. Now, in my courses, I take you inside of the studio and I show you exactly how to set it up, where to position it, which is key, and I allow you to watch me in session so you can actually see how to set it up for black backgrounds to get those stark black images, for white backgrounds to get the white clean images, and for colored. Okay, moving on, you will need what's called a transmitter and receiver. That's basically a little device that you connect to the camera that's going to communicate every time you click the shutter button to the light. Hey, fire the light right now, because now we're clicking the shutter. So that means that you'll need a little communicator between your lights and your camera. Now, with transmitters and receivers, I've played around with multiple companies. I definitely recommend the Pocket Wizard. They're even great for events and they function flawlessly. The nice part, it's universal. That means that it goes onto any camera, and both the transmitter and receiver that you put on each light is the same device, so you can mix it up. Okay, lenses. So for the lens in the studio, we want to make sure to use a wide-angled lens. A wide-angled lens will reach as far as all the corners of the room and make a beautiful indoor portrait. It's wide-angled, the way the glass is shaped is perfect for tight spaces. I use the 24-105 lens. For my background system, I like the one that you mount to the ceiling and it has chains so you can pull down the background. I use paper background from the company Savage, and I usually try and stock the basic colors like white, gray, and the color eggnog, which is like a really pretty beige. Black paper I found was a little bit of an issue with the paper because it reflects the light, and so I don't want to have any black shiny reflections on my backgrounds. And so with black, I actually use a large fabric, which I just got in like a simple store, like I think Joann's Fabric, and I clamped them to 2 stands in the back of the room. Okay, floorboards. What do you do about floors? So with the paper background, you can roll them out all the way towards you, and it's perfect for little cake smash sessions where it gets dirty and you could just rip off the piece of paper and dispose it. But for the most part, and this includes newborn photography, I like using floorboards. So there are these big 8x10 sheets of floorboards that I purchased either in Home Depot or Lowe's, and I have one in white, in natural wood, and so on. They have all these different nice patterns and colors to choose from. You can even use the linoleum roll-up type of floor, and sometimes you can get an extra piece at a local floor guy that'll give you some remnants from a job that he had, and you'll pay some less and you'll save some money. Props. Okay, for newborn props, they get ruined pretty quickly, so I like ordering them from AliExpress for a few dollars. You can get everything you need for newborns, from headbands to soft cotton little baby wraps and so on. Make sure to type in mohair newborn baby props. Mohair will give you that texture that you're looking for. For older kids, you want to get some elegant little props from local stores like Target or Home Goods and so on. A little step ladder is super important for you to be able to get the right angles. Let's say you have parents coming in and they want, let's say you have a mom after a baby coming in and she wants like you to really slim her down. Standing a little higher up and shooting downwards will give you that perfect angle. So make sure you get a good step stool as well. Now, I've included all the links I spoke about in this video. I truly hope you find this helpful. Share it with a friend, a fellow photographer you know who would appreciate this, and obviously subscribe if you don't want to miss another episode. Bye for now.